I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. So, right, so we're going to start feet together. So, actually, sorry, if we just take our rollers and place them down at our feet, because we're going to scoot them up in a minute. Good. So we're going to start feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, making sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, and we're just going to rock that pelvis forward and back. So we're flattening through that lumbar spine and arching through the lumbar spine. Finding the halfway point between the two. Thinking about that nice deep lateral breathing. So deep breath in through the nose, feel that rib cage expanding, and out through the mouth. One more time. Nice deep breath in through the nose, trying not to breathe up into those shoulders, and out through the mouth. We're going to imagine that belt around your waist, drawing the sides towards each other, and the belly button pulling back towards the spine. And at the same time, feel those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, and 3. So tightness through the whole abdominal core region, but you can keep with the deep lateral breathing. Relaxing the arms down by your side. We're going to start with some forward shoulder roll. While we're doing that, Flo, I'm not seeing you, so I don't know if your camera's turned the wrong way. And Nini, you're okay? Can you hear us? Okay. Up, got you, Flo. Good. One more time, forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain, and down the other side. Good. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good, so one more time, and then we're relaxing the shoulders down the back. On the in-breath, we're floating the arms out to the side, reaching the hands up towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulders down the back. On the out-breath, push the air away as you bring the arms back down. In-breath, floating the arms out to the side, reaching them up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, drawing the shoulders down the back. We're going to reach that right arm up to touch the ceiling, and then slide the shoulder blade down the back. Reach the left arm up to touch the ceiling, and draw that shoulder blade down the back. We're going to turn the palms to face away from you. Reach that right arm up and draw the shoulder blade down the back. Left arm, reach into the ceiling and feel that shoulder blade slide down. We're going to reach both arms up, palms facing each other. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. We're going to have palms facing away from you. We're going to go left arm forward, right arm back. Circle all the way around and back up to the ceiling. Good, stay with that one. Left arm forward, right arm back. Circle around and back up. We're changing direction. So we're going to go left arm forward now, right arm back. And circle. One more time. Left arm forward, right arm back, and circle. Floating the arms out to the side, palms towards the ceiling, drawing those shoulders down the back. On the in-breath, we're going to rotate the hands to the back and then squeeze those shoulder blades. Try and get those shoulder blades to touch along your back. In-breath, palms to the ceiling. Out-breath, rotate the arms back and squeeze those shoulder blades together. One more time. In-breath, palms to the ceiling. Out-breath, rotate the hands back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're going to interlock those fingers now and have the hands behind you. Just roll those shoulders back. Make sure you're not rounding through those shoulders. We want to feel those shoulder blades touching. And then we're going to lift the hands up away from the glutes, opening up through that chest. Nice deep breath in and out, feeling the stretch there. Relax the hands down onto the glutes now, and we're going to drop left ear to left shoulder, keeping that right shoulder down away from your ears. And then take the chin to chest. Again, keeping those shoulder blades squeezed together at the back. We're going to rub the chin along the chest, finishing with right ear over right shoulder. One more time, chin to chest, nice and slow. Keep those shoulder blades together. Feel the stretching out of the neck. Finishing left ear over left shoulder. And coming back up to the center again. Relax those arms, we're just circling them round. I'm going to bring the left arm out in front of you, just bending that elbow slightly. Right elbow goes into the crook of the arm. Twist the hands around, clasping onto hand or wrist, thumb, whatever you can get hold of. Drawing the shoulders down the back, we're reaching the hands up to the ceiling. And if you want to increase it a bit, you can drop the head down between the arms. Good, just breathing through that. And then we're going to relax the hands down, circle them back a couple of times. And then right arm forward, slight bend, place the left elbow into the crook of the arm, twist them around. We're going to lift the hands up towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulders down the back, drop the chin to the chest, breathing through that stretch. Good, and then relax the arms down. We're going to circle those arms forward now. Good, and just letting those arms hang by your side. So we're going to come into the roll down now. So when you're ready, we're scooping belly button to spine on the in breath. On the out breath, dropping chin to chest. And then we're slowly peeling the vertebra off the imaginary wall behind you. Arms hanging, head hanging. Slowly letting that crown of the head weight you down towards your toes, feeling the articulation through the lumbar spine. Just let the head hang down, draw the shoulders down the back. And then we're going to scoop belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking that spine one vertebra at a time. Come up to standing and roll the shoulders back. Good. I think there's a few people who are struggling with the internet today, so I was more really with Nini. If you are struggling, I've had a couple of messages from people saying they can't get on today. One more time, we're scooping belly button to spine on the in breath, on the out breath, chin to chest. We're peeling the vertebra off. Keep those knees nice and soft so we can really get some movement through that lumbar spine. Arms hanging, head hanging, all the way down to the floor. We're going to place the hands either on the roller or just over the roller onto the floor. And we're going to straighten through that left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through both knees, head hanging, drawing the shoulders down the back, breathing through that stretch. And then we're going to soften through the knees, scoop the roller up, holding the ends, rounding back up, stacking that spine, come up to standing with holding that roller up above your head, keeping the shoulders down your back. Good. We're going to go into the spine twist here. We're going to go to the left first, keeping the roller at the center of the roller over the crown of the head. We're going to turn to the left, push that left hip forward. Don't let that left hip go back. Left hip stays forward. You're getting rotation through the spine and center back up. Push that right hip forward. We're turning to the right. Good. Keeping the roller over the center of the head and center back up again. Good. One more time to each side. We're turning to the left. But this time when you get to the point where you think you can't go anymore, deep breath in, and as you breathe out, See if you can increase that stretch a little bit. In breath to center, back up. Good. On the out breath, push that right hip forward. We're turning to the right. Again, when you get to the point, deep breath in. As we breathe out, see if you can rotate a little bit more. And in breath to center, back up. Good. Into the side bend. So again, keeping those knees soft. We're going over to the right first. Push that left arm away from you. So try and push that roller away at the top. In breath to center, back up. If you keep your knees soft, we're not going to be pulling on that back. So make sure those knees are bent a little bit. Push the right arm away from you. And center, back up. One more time to each side. Over to the right. Pushing that top of the roller away. In breath to center, and then over to the left, pushing the top of the roller away from you. We're going to center back up, scooping the belly button to spine. We can do the roll down with straight legs now if you want to. We're rolling down, all the way down to the floor. Place the roller on the floor, straight through the legs. Let your head hang down, shoulders down the back. And then we're going to soften through the knees and we're going to come down to kneeling on the floor. Good. So we're going to use the roller this time because we've done it a few times. I think we've kind of got used to this movement now. Obviously, yeah, if you're uncomfortable on the knees, then cat stretch. So we're going to go chin to chest, crown of the head weighting you down to the floor. Place the hands onto the roller. Push the roller away. So we're going to take the wrists over the roller now. So keep that. We're going to slide the roller up the arms, drop the head down to the floor, and then slightly take the weight back towards your heels. So we're stretching and opening all the way up through the back. And then we're going to feed the crown of the head through over the wrists. Take the shoulders over the wrists and very gently into that back extension. So scooping the belly button to spine. Good, and then take the head back down to the floor, weight back over your heels, stretch out through the back, and then we're scooping belly button to spine as we're rounding back up, stacking the spine, finishing with the arms up to the ceiling. Good, so one more time, deep breath in, scoop the belly button to spine. We're going to come forward with the hands, rounding down, onto the roller, push the roller away, head down to the floor, and then slightly hinging back that weight towards your heels. And then feed the crown of the head over the roller, shoulders come over the wrists, into that back extension, eyes to the ceiling. And then take the weight back again, head down to the floor, drop that weight back to your heels, and then we're scooping belly button to spine, rounding back up, stacking that spine, arms to the ceiling. Brilliant. So coming down onto all fours, we just move the roller away for a minute, scooping that belly button to spine, drawing the shoulders down the back. We're going to slide that left leg back, tuck that left toe underneath you, push back through the hands, and we're taking the heel to the floor. Good, and just breathing through that stretch. Keep the pressure on, trying to get the heel to touch the floor. Feel that stretch through the calf for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slide that left knee back in. Good. Sliding the right leg back, tuck the right toe underneath you, push back through the hands. Make sure you're not hitching that hip up. Drop it down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slide that right knee back in. Good. Into the hip drop. So we're taking Both hips over to the right. Look over the left shoulder at your heels. And in breath to center back up. On the out breath, over to the left with the hips, looking over the right shoulder at your heels. And center back up. One more time to each side, over to the right with the hips looking over the left shoulder at your feet. And center, scooping that belly button to spine, the hips over to the left, look over the right shoulder at your feet. Center back up again. We're going to sit back on your heels, head down to the mat. Just give those wrists a bit of a rub if need be, just to stretch them out a bit. And then we're going to come back up onto all fours again. We're going to slide the left leg back, dropping that left hip down. At the same time, we're just going to reach that right hand away in front of you. When you're ready, we're going to lift the leg and arm up to shoulder and hip height. But again, thinking of length here, I want you to grow out of that left shoulder joint slightly. Lift the weight up away from the shoulder joint. Flatten through that lumbar spine. Lower the hand and foot and slide it back to the center again. Good. So we're sliding left hand forward, right leg back. Drop that right hip down. Reach forward and back. Grow out of that right shoulder joint slightly. Make sure the belly button is pulled up to the spine. Lower back down and slide back to the center. Good. We're sliding the left leg back. Drop that left hip down. We're just focusing on the leg this time. Take that leg up, reaching it to touch the wall behind you. Bend the knee, flex the foot. Take the foot to the ceiling. Don't hitch that hip. And we're pulsing it up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep that neutral spine. Don't let that lower back dip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee, but don't touch the floor. And we're taking the knee out to the side. And lower. Good. Knee to the side. And lower. One more time. Knee to the side. We're holding it here and we're pulsing it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Don't touch the mat. We're circling. We're bringing the knee forward to the side, foot to the ceiling, round and down. Take the knee forward to the side, up to the ceiling, and down. We're reversing. So foot to the ceiling, out to the side, bring it forward. And down, last one, foot to the ceiling, out to the side, bring it forward, place the knee back on the floor, sit back on your heels, head down, and just stretching that back off a little bit, and just rock a bit from side to side as well. And again, if you need to give those wrists a bit of a loosen up as well. And when you're ready, we're coming back up onto all fours again, scooping the belly button to spine, and we're sliding that right leg back. Drop that right hip down. Lengthen the leg away from you, reaching the wall behind you. We're going to bend the knee, flex the foot, take the foot to the ceiling, and we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, 8, scoop that belly button, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee without touching the floor, and we're feeding it out to the side. And lower, good. Out to the side. And lower. Last time to the side. Hold it here, and we're pulsing up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee. Don't touch the mat. We're bringing the knee forward to the side. Foot to the ceiling. and down. Good, knee forward to the side, foot to the ceiling, and down. We're reversing, so foot to the ceiling, to the side, bring it forward, and down, foot to the ceiling, to the side, forward, lower the knee back down to the floor, sit back on your heels again, head down to the mat, stretching off through that back, and then we're going to scoop belly button to spine, rounding back up and stacking that spine. Excellent. So we're grabbing the roller now. I'm going to place it vertically down the mat and come to line on the roller. So sitting on the end, gently rolling back. So we're lying comfortably with the head and tail on the roller, nothing sort of hanging off there. Relaxing the arms down by your side. So we're going to find our neutral spine here. We've got the feet towards the edges of the mat. On the in-breath, we're going to roll the pelvis forward. So we're arching through that lumbar spine, taking the chin towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, flattening through the lumbar spine and slide the chin towards the chest. Good. One more time. In-breath, roll that pelvis forward, chin towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, flatten through the lumbar spine, slide the chin towards the chest, and keeping that lovely length through the back and the back of the neck, we're going to float the right and left arm up towards the ceiling, shoulders down the back. On the in-breath, we're going to float the back of the hands down towards the floor, reaching those fingers away from you, trying to drop those shoulder blades over the edges of the roller. Think about keeping that rib cage down. On the out-breath, floating back up to the ceiling again, palms facing away from you. We're going to drop the elbows down to the floor at shoulder height. And then keeping that rib cage down, we're going to take the back of the hands down towards the floor. And again, if you can't reach the floor, just repeat that last movement without forcing it, just trying to open up through the pecs. If the hands are on the floor, just breathing through that lovely opening stretch. And then we're going to slide the hands up above the head, drawing the shoulders down the back and reach them back up to the ceiling again. Good. So from there, we're going to bring the hands forward towards the feet, placing the hands on the floor, back of the hands onto the floor, sliding the hands along the floor. We're going to bring them up above the head, reaching them behind the head and back up to the ceiling again. Good. So on the in-breath, hands to the floor by your feet. Take the back of the hands onto the floor. Slide them out to the side, reaching them above your head and back up to the ceiling again. We're reversing the movement, but we're going to incorporate the curl up. So we're taking both hands up above the head onto the floor. Lock that rib cage down. Don't let it pop up. Sliding the hands out to the side. As you come towards your feet, we're going to come up from the breastbone, slide the hands up towards your knees, scooping that belly button to spine. Good. Lower the head back down as you bring the arms over the head, back of the hands onto the floor, sliding them round out to the side. As you come towards your feet, come up from the breastbone, slide the hands up towards your knees, scoop your hands behind your thighs and squeeze yourselves up a little bit higher. Hands back onto the knees again. Make sure you can feel those core muscles working as we lower the head back down and reach the arms over the top. Good. Last time. This next time we're going to pulse it up. So if you want to protect your neck, then just place the hands behind your head. We're circling the hands round. As they come towards your feet, we're going to come up from the breastbone, slide the hands up towards your knees. Hook the hands behind the thighs, squeeze a little higher, keep hold of your thighs unless your hands are under your head, and we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, we're closing and opening those lower abdominals. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down, bringing those arms up above your head. The circle them round and reach the hands now up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, shoulders sliding down your back. Locking that lumbar spine down into the mat, we're going to float the left leg up into tabletop position. Flex through the foot, so you're pulling the toes back towards your knees. Lock the back down, and we're heel tapping now. So on the out breath, lower the heel to the floor. In breath to center, back up. We're then going to, as we lower the heel, bring the left hand forward, right hand back, and center. Good. So at all times, that lumbar spine is locking down into the roller. There's no lifting going on. 4 more for 4. And center. 3, lock the back down. And center. 2. And last one here, lower the heel to the floor, take it back up to tabletop, leave the arms towards the ceiling, we're pointing through the toe, we're straightening that left leg straight up to the ceiling, flex through the foot, we're lowering that left leg down, almost to the floor, locking the back down, and then back to tabletop again. As we do the next one, if you want to then lower the arms, left hand forward, right arm back, then by all means do. We're straightening the leg up to the ceiling, flex through the foot. As you lower the legs, we're taking the arms forward and back up to tabletop. Good. 4 more. Straighten that leg up to the ceiling, flex, lower with the arms, and tabletop. Point to the ceiling, flex, lock the back down as you lower, and tabletop. Last one here, point to the ceiling, flex, lower the heel to the floor, back to tabletop. Keep the arms to the ceiling. We're changing legs here, so left leg goes down, right arm up and, right leg up into tabletop. Flex through the foot. Lock that back down, and we're heel tapping. So take the heel to the floor on the out breath, in breath to center. Good. Then we're going to involve the arms. Right arm down, left arm up, and center. Good. 4 more. Lock that back down, and center for 3 as you breathe out to lower, in to come up for 2. And last one here with the knee bent, we're lowering back up again. We're going to point through the toe, straighten that leg up to the ceiling, flex through the foot, lock the back down as you lower the heel to hovering above the floor, and back to tabletop again. We're going to involve the arms this time. So right leg straight up, flex the foot as you lower the leg. We're lowering the arms, lock the back down, and center. Good. Toe to the ceiling, flex, lower the leg and arms, and center. 3 more. Toe to the ceiling, flex, lower the leg and arm, and center. 2 more. Toe to the ceiling, flex, lower, and center. Last one. You're all doing brilliantly. I can't see anyone rolling around. And we're lowering. Good. Back to tabletop. We're going to lower the leg back down. Or actually, let's just bring the hands down. And we can actually bring the knees up towards your chest. Use the hands to support you. And we can just rock side to side on that roller. Good. Taking the feet back down one at a time. And then we're going to come off the roller up to a sitting position. Legs open into that V. shoulders down the back and crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Good. So we're going to place the hands onto the roller. Hinging from the hips, we're going to take that chest forward, drawing the shoulders down the back as we push that roller away from us. Good. Keep the flexion through the feet. Think of the length, so you're reaching forward with that crown of the head. Take hold of the roller on its ends, and we're going to tip it up onto its right end. Look underneath that left arm to the ceiling. Good. In breath, flatten the roller back to the floor. And then we're going to tip it up onto its left end, looking up towards the ceiling. Brilliant. In breath to center. We're going to do one more time to each side. Up onto its right end. Look underneath that left arm. And center. Good. Last time. Up onto its left end. Look up underneath that right arm. Reach that chest down to the floor. Draw the shoulders down your back. Place the hands onto that roller. See if you can just drop a little bit further. And then we're going to scoop belly button to spine. We're rounding back up and stacking that spine. Good. Okay, so picking the roller up, we're going to come to the ends of the mats with our knees bent. Feet are hip width apart. Now the choice is yours. We're doing a roll back C curve. If you find it a bit cumbersome with the roller, then just do it without the roller. You don't need to have to hold this roller out in front of you. We're drawing those shoulders down the back, reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling. We're drawing the belly button to spine, and as we do that, we're going to C curve that lower back as we round down, only to the point where you feel those core muscles kicking in, and then we're going to round back up, stack the spine, arms to the ceiling. Good. Deep breath in, draw the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're C curving as we bring the arms back to shoulder height. We're going to swoop to the left with the roller and center. And then we're going to round back up and stack, arms to the ceiling. Good. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're obviously going to swoop to the right this time. So we're rolling back and then swoop to the right, back to the center, round and stack, and arms to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen both legs away from you. Place the roller onto the front of the shins. Push the roller down over the front of the toes with a little bit of pressure there. Drop the head down between the arms. Good, and then rounding and stacking that spine. So again, the choice is yours. You can either leave the roller or you can place the roller underneath your heels. We're going to do the full roll back, down and up. If you struggle with it, then I suggest leave the roller. And also if you've got bands, if you want to use a band for this one. So arms straight out in front of you, shoulders down the back. So we're scooping belly button to spine. We're rounding back, staying nice and soft through the neck and shoulders. We're coming all the way down, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down, reach the arms over the top for the in-breath, on the out-breath. Arms to the ceiling, come up through from the breastbone, squeeze the knees and feet together as you roll up. Reach those arms forward and drop the head down. Good. Stacking that spine, shoulders down the back. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding back. We're coming down. Lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Reach the arms over the top. Deep breath in as you breathe out. Arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone, looking at your toes. Rounding back up. Good job. Reach the hands forward and stacking. Last one here now. So crown of the head to the ceiling. Scoop the belly button to spine. Squeeze the knees and feet together as we come down. Reach the arms over the top. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone, looking at the toes. It's always the hardest one, that last one. Good. Reaching forward, grab hold of the toes or ankles, whatever you can get hold of there. Drop the head down between the arms. Breathing through that lovely stretch to the calves and hamstrings, opening up that lower back. And we're stacking that spine again, shoulders down the back. We're going to come down to lying now, so we're scooping the belly button to spine. We're rounding back down. Last one, just to come down onto the floor. Reach the arms up above you. So if you haven't been using the roller here for the roll down, we're going to bend the knees, feet are on the roller. Knees and feet are hip width apart here. Thinking about that lumbar spine, staying down into the mat. Arms are out to the side and palms to the ceiling. Good, relaxing the shoulders down the back. So into wringing out the washing. So when you're ready, we're going to start to roll that right hand back along the floor as we roll that left arm forward. Good. Remember, we want the shoulders to be lifting up away from the mat here. So make sure that you are taking those arms through their full range of movement. We're then going to start to turn the head towards the hand that is rolling back on the floor. And then when you've got the rhythm for that, we're going to start to drop the knees in the opposite direction to the head. But try not to let those feet close together. We want to keep the hip width through the feet because you get more of an opening stretch through that back. Good. So lumbar spine to the mat to center and over the other way. Good. And this is a stretch, so take your time with it. Allow that body to relax. We're trying to get the knees towards the floor. We're going to do one more time to each side. Good. And last one here. Good. Come back to the center. We're coming up into the shoulder bridge. So if you tend to cramp through hamstrings, I suggest just take your feet to the floor, leave the roller. We're scooping the belly button to spine. On the in-breath, on the out-breath, we're going to peel that pelvis up off the mat, peeling that vertebra one at a time so we come up into that shoulder bridge position, really lifting those hips as high as possible. Drop that rib cage down. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to come back down one vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until the end. Good. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat. Peel the vertebra one at a time, pushing up through those hips as high as possible. Drop the rib cage down. From there, we're going to float the left leg now without letting the pelvis change position. Float the left leg up into tabletop position and lower. Check that pelvis isn't moving. We're holding it through our glutes here. We're going to float the right leg up into tabletop position. Lower that right foot to the floor and we're going to come back down one vertebra at a time, keeping that pelvis curled up until the end. Deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're curling that pelvis up, peeling the vertebra one at a time, squeezing those glutes. Think about the pressure coming through from the glutes rather than the hamstrings here. Lift those hips as high as possible, rib cage down. From there, we're going to drop those glutes 3 centimeters and squeeze and lift back up. Good. And drop and lift. Good. For 8 and lift. 7, and lift. Make sure the rib cage is staying down. Just those glutes working for 5, and lift. 4, and lift. 3, and lift. Good. 2 more. And lift. Last one here. Squeeze to lift back up, and we're coming back down 1 vertebra at a time. Keep the pelvis curled up to the end. Hug those knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. And we're loosening that back off. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to bring the feet back down to the floor, the other side of the roller. So the roller is underneath the knees. We're going to lift our hips up and slide that roller underneath the pelvis here. So in this position, we want to make very sure that the roller is tilting our pelvis so the back is still trying to get down towards the floor. Don't let that back hollow. That's really important in this position. So we're going to draw that right knee now up towards your chest, keeping that back locked down towards the floor. We're going to slide the left leg away, trying to get that left heel to the floor without compromising that neutral spine position there. Breathing through that stretch. Should hopefully be feeling it through the front of that hip flexor there. We're going to bend the left knee to the floor now, and we're straightening that right leg up towards the ceiling and locking that back down. Take a pull on the calf there, just stretching through that hamstring, and we're going to start with those ankle circles, nice and slow, just really loosening off any tightness in the ankle joint. One more time in that direction, and then we're reversing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to start to point through the toe and then flex, reaching that heel up towards the ceiling. Point and flex, lengthening the heel to the ceiling. Last one. Point and flex, lengthen that heel up. We're going to bend that right knee, hug it into your chest. And then we're changing legs here. So we're going to take the right leg to the floor, slide that left knee up to your chest, lock that back down towards the floor as we slide that right leg away, taking the heel to the floor. So again, can't really say this enough. Don't compromise that lumbar spine position for the lengthening of the leg. We're just trying to feel a stretch through the right top of the thigh there, through those hip flexor muscles. And then we're going to bend that right knee, take the foot to the floor, lengthen that left leg up to the ceiling, take a little bit of a pull on that left leg, so you're getting that stretch through the hamstring. I'm going to start with those ankle circles. Again, nice and slow, taking that ankle through its full range of movement. And we're reversing for 4, 3. Think about your shoulders staying down your back. Last circle, and we're going to start to point through the toe. And as you flex, lengthen that leg up to the ceiling. Point and flex. One more time, point and flex that heel to the ceiling. We're going to hug that left knee in. We're going to bring that right knee up now. We're going to take both legs up towards the ceiling. Open the legs out into the V. If you can, place your hands onto the inner calf there or towards the ankle and just slightly increasing that stretch. Then we're going to close those legs together and bring them over your head a little bit more. So we're just really opening up through that back. In breath, open the legs out into the V. Place the hands onto the inner thigh or calf. Increase that stretch. And then we're going to draw those legs together and reach them back over their head. Slightly. Good. Hamstring stretch. Reach the legs up to, both legs up to the ceiling. Hold on to your rollers here. Lock that back down. Get that back down towards the mat. We're going to bring the right leg over the head. The left leg is going to lengthen away. Don't lose that neutral spine. We're going to bounce for 1, for 2, and then we're changing. Bouncing for 1 and 2 and change. Good. For 1 and 2 and change. Lock the back down. For 1, for 2 and change. One more time to each side and change. 1, 2 and take the legs back up to the ceiling. Bend the knees back to tabletop. From here now, we're going to take both knees over to the left. Keep that belly button pulled down to the spine. Hold on to that roller. We're going to lengthen the right leg over the left. And I would take the heel towards the ceiling just to try and prevent any cramping there. Stack the knees and ankles together. And bring that lumbar spine back towards the mat as you center up. Good. We're going to take both legs over to the right, or both knees over to the right here. Lengthen that left leg away. Take the heel to the ceiling. Just to, if we point too much, it tends to set the cramp off. Good. And then we stack knees and ankles and take that lumbar spine to the mat. We're going to place the right ankle onto the left knee here. And then we're going to go over onto that right side now. And just gently circling those legs, just getting that foam roller into the piriformis position. Good. And Nini, I'm sorry to point you out here, but we were talking the other day about the hip, and this is a really good one for loosening off. If you've got any tight, uncomfortable hips, this is the one to do with the foam roller. And just really play with the position, you know, move that roller a little bit to make sure you're on the right, you'll know when you're on the right point. So take the lumbar spine to the mat. As we center, we're going to change legs. So left ankle onto right knee. And we're going to go over to that left side. And again, just little circles with the leg now. Good. Just again, find the position. If you don't think the position is right, just place your right foot back down. Move that roller until you know, yep, that's it. You're on the spot. And then just gentle circles both ways. Really loosen that off. And then we're going to center those knees back up again. We're going to slide that roller out from underneath you. And we'll roll on our sides, come up to a sitting position. Brilliant. And we're going to actually come to lie now on our right side with the knees bent. The elbow is underneath the shoulder. That's really important here. We don't want the elbow shooting away from you. Make sure the elbow is underneath the shoulder. The waist is lifted, so we're not in comfy armchair position, and arm to the ceiling. Good. So pushing that top hip forward. On the in-breath, we're opening that arm back. Follow the hand with the head. On the out-breath, we're bringing the arm round, palm down, feeding through the gap, and we're creeping those fingers away, getting that lovely rotational stretch there through the back. One more time, in-breath, arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward, follow the hand with the head. On the out-breath, we're bringing the arm round, palm down, feed through the gap, creeping those fingers away from you. Good, hold that for a breath. We're going to take the arm back up to the ceiling again. We're going to just come down to lying on our side. It doesn't matter, you can have your hand rested. All we're doing here is we want to stretch out through the front of the thigh. So we're catching hold of that ankle, heel to the glutes, watch that lumbar spine again, and we're going to slide that knee back. So obviously we're pulling the leg back, so it can make us arch a bit through the back. So just keep trying to tilt that pelvis. Good. And just feeling that lovely stretch through the front of the thigh there. Keep the pressure on. And we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Just lengthen that leg away. Give it a bit of rub off. We're stacking the knees and ankles again. We're coming up onto the elbow. Everyone's favorite move here, the side plank. So the choice is completely yours here. You might find you don't even want to lift up. So I'm just going to show you the movement. So ideally, if we can lift those hips up, shoulder is kept down the back, neck is lengthened away. So we're not crunching it down. We're going to go arms to the ceiling and we're going to feed through. If you need to come down, if the arm gets uncomfortable, come down. But if you want to progress it, then obviously we can take those legs longer. If we're going longer, we're going for the mermaid feet. So the top leg comes in front of the bottom leg. Okay, everyone happy? Okay, when you're ready, we're pushing up into that side plank. Lift the waist away. We're going to feed the arm through the gap and up to the ceiling. We're going for 4, so 3 more. Through the gap and up. Lift that waist a bit higher through the gap. And up, last one here, through the gap, up to the ceiling. We're going to lower back down, come up to sitting. I know everyone hates this on their shoulders, but it does really help to strengthen that up a bit. Give it a rub. But if it feels too much, if you have shoulder issues, it feels too much, don't lift up, just stay down on the floor. So we're coming to the left side, elbow underneath that shoulder, knees and feet are stacked, taking that top arm up towards the ceiling, pushing that top hip forward. On the in-breath, we're opening that arm out. On the out-breath, we're bringing the arm round, palm down, feeding through that gap and creeping the fingers away. Good. In breath, arm to the ceiling. Push that top hip forward, opening that arm back. On the out breath, bring the arm round, palm down, feed through that gap, creeping those fingers away. We're holding this for a breath, this lovely rotational stretch. Arm back up to the ceiling, and then we're going to come down a little lower. So if you want to just come down onto rest, relax your head into your hand. We're catching hold of that right ankle, heel to the glute, and then we're sliding that right knee back, but obviously watching that lumbar spine here a little bit. And if you do find like you're really arching through the back, just open that knee out a little bit and then slide the leg back a bit more. Good, and we're holding for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the pressure on, 2, 1, and lengthen, and just give that right leg a bit of a tap off there. We're coming back up onto our elbow. Most important, elbow under the shoulder. Either keep the knees bent or lengthened away, whichever you want to do. And we're going to push up into that side plank, arm to the ceiling. And we're going to feed the arm through. Just make sure you're not crunching your ear down into your shoulder. We're feeding through for 2. And up. Good. 2 more. Feed it through. Lift that waist up. And up. Good. Last one. Feed it through. Back up to the ceiling. Lower back down. Come up to sitting. Give those shoulders a roll. So I'm saving all the good moves till last today. We're going to do one more planking. So again, the choice is yours. You can either just come into a straight plank position, or if you want to work a little bit harder, we're going to grab the roller and place it underneath the shins there and come onto all fours. So the roller is about halfway down on the shins there. Of course, with this one, we want to be really careful with that lumbar spine. We want to make sure we're really lifted up there, belly button to spine. We're going to push the roller back and then draw the roller forward between the hands and push it back. Now, don't lose your lumbar spine here. Keep lifted. Good. We're doing two more. We're drawing the roller forward and back. Good. Last one here. We're drawing the roller forward and sliding it back out again. Take the knees to the floor. We can kick that roller out. Good, head down to the mat. Nice deep breath. Good job, everyone. And we're going to round back up, stacking the spine. We're going to open the knees now, nice and wide. Big toes are together. Walk the hands forward, head down to the floor. And then we're going to walk the hands round to the left. Keep the weight down towards the right seat bone, reaching that right hand away from you, just feeling that lovely opening stretch all through that right side. And center back up again. And then we're going to walk the hands round to the right, reaching that left arm away from you, opening up through that left side. And centering back up. Just one more time, drop that head down. It is really such a lovely stretch for your back. We're going to scoop belly button to spine. We're rounding back up and stacking that spine. Close the knees up and we're going to come onto all fours. Tuck the toes underneath you. We're going to push up to down dog. Feet hip width apart, drawing those shoulders down the back. Take the head through to the knees, or if your heels aren't coming to the floor, we're going to straighten one and bend the other one. Good. Think of sliding those shoulders down your back. Feel the stretch through the calf. And then we're going to soften through the knees. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Scoop the belly button to spine, rounding back up, stacking the spine, rolling those shoulders back. Good job, everyone. All feeling okay with that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, cool. Well, we kind of, I don't know why we ran out of time to do the work on our front. But we'll do a little bit more of that next time. But well done, and I'll get that. Oh, and of course, so it's half term next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll get an email out to you either this week or sort of next week regarding how many dates there are for the next term. Yeah, I'll try and do that this week so we can be bit more organized. Okay, so we've got a week off next week, and then we're up to Christmas. That's scary. Lovely to see you all. Take care. Good night.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.